We're here today with Nate, Esports Director of the University of Akron. Nate, thank you so much for giving your time and knowledge, and it's for sure going to benefit a lot of international students.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me today.
So before we start, heading into your esports program, how did you get to esports director? What is like your background?
Sure. So my background, I've been in education for about 20 years now at a variety of different levels. I've worked at 4 different colleges doing a variety of different programming, teaching, administrating, writing curriculum, running programs, hiring folks, all kinds of different stuff. And esports was always something that I was passionate about. As when I was younger, I played Counter-Strike, the original Counter-Strike, at what would probably be today like a tier 2 level, semi-professional. And it was something that I was interested in. But 20 years ago, there was no pathway to get into esports. There was no jobs in the field. Colleges, education wasn't hiring for it. And then with my professional experience in higher education specifically, when jobs started to pop up about 5 or 6 years ago, 2017, 2018, I thought, well, this might be a good fit for me. It's something that I've been passionate about for a long time, and it's a field that I know a lot about in education. So when the University of Akron was hiring initially, I applied for the position, ended up getting hired for it, and it's been a fun ride ever since.
Nate,
I'm here.
hello.
I'm here.
Okay. The connection. We'll edit this part. Don't worry.
Okay.
So also like from the can you tell us a bit more like what jobs you created inside the esports program for the students?
Yeah, sure. So currently, right now, we have around 70 students. It kind of ranges between maybe 65, 75, 80 students every year. We hire in a variety of students to a bunch of different stuff. So first of all, they help us run the facilities. They manage tournaments. They do different operational staff things for us. They're helping us set things up. They're getting experience in that field as well. And then, of course, we have a big team of students here on campus that run broadcasts, do the shoutcasting for us, run social media, design various elements of our stream package or social media package. And then on top of that, we also have students that we hire in to do coaching and performance aspects for the program as well. So we have a pretty wide range of students that are interested in the program. Some of those are really competitive players who are interested in maybe getting something else on their resume. And then we also have students who are just interested in esports, and they come in not necessarily from the competitive angle, but they're interested in the industry side of things.
Nice. And do you also have a JV team and an esports club, or you mainly focus on varsity and providing student positions for the esports program?
So we kind of do it all. I've
Okay.
got right now we've got 8 varsity teams. Most of those varsity teams also have a JV team with them as well. Some of them have multiple JV teams depending on the popularity of the game. And then going along with that, we also have club components here on campus. So I have about 650, 700 students that play on club teams on campus. And there's a bigger, wider range of games that we offer at the club game or at the club level. We can't offer everything at the varsity level, but we can offer everything at the club level. So any game that's competitive or has a competitive nature to it, we probably have a couple of club teams on campus. And the skill levels range. Some of them are pushing our varsity teams to be the best, and others, they're just having fun on campus. And then we also have a recreational aspect as well. So I've got another 14, 1,500 students that are in the recreational aspect of it. So it's just students on campus that like gaming and esports.
That's great, and it's quite admirable, like managing like nearly 700 students. You know, it's not like it's just a community; it's like a student community that is on campus. So,
Right.
okay, yeah. So, and also, before the call, if we head into like you mentioned, like new sponsors, like the new sponsors, do they offer like internship opportunities? Do they what are the benefits that the sponsors give to the students in the esports program when they graduate or when they are studying?
Sure. So there's a couple. The obvious benefit to them is that they get the newest, most updated equipment from those
Mm.
sponsors. So we actually just refreshed the entire facility with new computers, new monitors, new peripherals through sponsorships. And then, of course, those sponsorships always want to do different programming here on campus with the students. So the students have an opportunity to work with those sponsors in an internship capacity if that's what they're looking for, or with their job here on campus through those sponsors to do things like activations on campus, events on campus, social media, student engagement, all kinds of different stuff. And then post graduation, they can engage with them as well. We do have some students that have gone on to work for some of the sponsors that we've had in the program throughout the course of the years.
Great, great. And how did you like? In what period of time did you achieve all this like structure? Like, when was the program established?
So we started our program in late 2017, and then really the program got off the ground in the summer and the fall of 2018. So we've been up and running now for about 5.5 years. Most of the structure has been developed over that time. It wasn't all here initially. And we've been building relationships throughout the past 5 years to help the program grow, to establish those sponsorships, to make sure that we're friendly with everyone who's in the space to make the best for our program.
That's great. That's great. I mean, also like, did like did you start initially with a varsity team mentality, or did you start like a recreational and the students wanted a competitive team? Was it the university that like what was the progressive steps to like be where you are right now?
We actually, believe it or not, we came in with the idea to do exactly what we're doing right now. So it started with the idea that we're going to run varsity teams just like we run varsity sports on campus. We're going to run club teams just like we run club teams on campus. And then we're going to run recreational aspects to it just like we would run recreational aspects for anything. And Akron's a fairly large school. We've got about 20,000 students. So figured about 10%, 15% of the population would engage in one way. And we wanted to make sure that everyone who was interested in engaging had the opportunity to do that. Because not everyone wants to engage at the varsity level. Not everyone wants to engage at the club level. Not everyone wants to engage at the recreational level. So we wanted to add in enough opportunity for everybody who wants to participate to be able to participate.
That's great. That's great. And also, like in the University of Akron, do you offer like certificates or minors in esports
We
management
do,
or
yeah,
other
we
areas in
do.
esports?
Yeah, we have a business certificate in esports, and really what it is it's an opportunity for students here on campus to get their feet wet in the world of esports. So they do outreach to different potential sponsors. We run events here on campus. One of the classes that they do is just primarily focusing on running an event, doing the broadcasting, doing the social media, doing the tournament organizing, reaching out, getting folks signed up, and it really, for better or for worse, it gives them a real hands-on experience running an esports event. So some of them find out, hey, this is great, I love this, I want to keep doing it, and others find out, hey, I hate this, I don't want to do this anymore. And so it kind of guides their career pathway in that way. And that's what our focus was to give them some real hands-on experiential learning opportunities on campus so they could take that in whatever direction they like.
Good. And talking about focus, like what do you focus on apart from like i- in the recruiting process? Okay, when you see like the player, like all his stats, votes, and everything. Okay, but like when you're in the meeting, okay, to decide if you could potentially are interested in this player. What are the soft skills that you're looking for the player to see? Okay, this player can fit in the philosophy of my sport program. Like what do you look for?
Yeah, so I think the biggest one for us that really is a telltale sign that they'll be a good fit or a bad fit for the program is if they are able to talk about their gameplay from an analytical perspective. So it's one thing to be really good at a game, but it's another thing to be able to go in and look at the videos, the VODs from your practices, your scrims, your games, and be able to look at that with an objective point of view, talk about what went well, maybe what didn't go so well, how you can improve that. because a lot of the times we get players in that are really talented, but they don't know how to do those video review aspects. They're not sure how to go back and look at mistakes or how to make themselves and make their teammates better. And we focus a lot on being able to do those video review sessions with the students as a way to make the teams better, make them better. So if they're able to talk about their gameplay from that perspective, that helps a lot. In addition to that, we always look for folks who are going to be a good teammate for us here on campus, for the other students that are on the teams. So the way that they approach the interview is important. The way that they talk about things is also important as well.
Right. And you mentioned like a lot of emphasis in ball review. Like, do you also like help them when in their 4 years like get better in the fall review apart from like is that a main part of the practice
It
schedule,
is. It
the ball
is. Yeah.
review? Okay.
It's about 30% of their overall practice time on campus is sitting down with the coaches, walking through VOD review. And, we don't expect everyone to be a master of it when they come. That's part of what we teach. But it's important to have the right mindset about it. A lot of times we get students that come in and they're very resistant. They don't want to do VOD review. They don't feel like it's worthwhile. But as we go through and show them, no, that this really works. This is how you get better at the game. This is how you get better individually. For a lot of them, especially those that stay on the team for an extended period of time, it kind of clicks for them and they understand how important it is for them and their team to get better.
Great. And apart from the practice, like what would like a day to day look for a student in your esports program, like from when they wake up, till they go to bed, like both like academics
Sure.
and the esports side.
Yeah, so typically most of the students they live on campus or near campus. We've got a lot of different student housing, whether that's in an apartment, dormitory style, or in a house here on campus. They wake up in the morning. Typically, they'll have class until the early or late afternoon, at which point they're typically doing homework, doing different academic things that they need to do until the early evening. And then we have practices generally 3, maybe 4 times a week. In the evening times, they will play, depends on the game, but sometimes they're playing 1 to 3 times a week in a game environment. Of course, some of those activities are scrimmages, some of them are VOD reviews, some of them are dry runs. It kind of depends on the game, what they're doing and what they're working on. We try and give most of the students the weekend off as well so that they can do what they'd like to do, catch up on schoolwork, catch up with friends. So most of the college activity doesn't happen on the weekend, so that's good for them. There is occasionally practices and stuff depending on the game if there's going to be competition, but we do try and give them the weekends free. In addition to that, there is a physical fitness aspect to the program and an academic aspect to the program. So most of our students will meet with an academic advisor or a counselor, depending on what they need and what programs they're in here on campus. That's typically a couple hours a week. And then the workout aspect's also a couple hours a week. So we're taking them up to the rec center, the gym, to do different workouts to make sure that they're prepared not only emotionally for the game, but also physically.
That's great. And what do you focus on the on the workouts? Because not all programs do that. Okay, they might do a bit of emphasis, but not all programs focus on that. So I'm very curious. Like, and also the students for sure. So what do you
Yeah,
focus
sure.
on the
So
workouts?
it really depends on the student individually. Like I'm not looking to make our team look like a professional football team here on campus, right? That's not the goal. But the goal is for each person to improve their physical fitness on an individual level. So at the start of the semester, we do baseline evaluations with the students. So they go in, they get their heart rate monitored, they get the amount of oxygen that's flowing through their blood monitored, this kind of stuff with our athletic team here on campus. Then we have a meet with a trainer on campus, and the trainer will say, well, this is what we're going to work on. This is the goals for the semester. Here's a workout plan for you. And so they have an individualized workout plan that works for them. And then throughout the semester, they meet with the trainer to make sure that they're meeting those goals.
That's great. And the athletics trainer, does he also put emphasis on nutrition? Does he like advise them like in a nutrition plan?
He does. Yeah. Now we don't necessarily force the nutrition plan on them. That's kind of their choice, but they definitely go into that as well.
That's great. For you mentioned the emotional part. Do the do the students also have access to like sports psychologists on
Yes.
campus? if they need it for any like specific blockages or troubles they're having in the competition.
They certainly do, and we have some of the psychologists come in multiple times throughout the semester to talk with teams, talk with the whole groups, talk with players individually to help them work through some of that stuff.
That's great. That's great. And more for the this is more for the coaches. Okay, like do you also give the opportunity for coaches if they have the experience at a level you require for them to start a bachelor's degree and be an assistant coach and have or study a master's degree and be an assistant coach? Is that an option as well for coaches that would fit your criteria?
Yes, it is. We also have the opportunity, not this upcoming semester, but in the next couple of years, to add in a few graduate level students who would be getting a stipend from the program and be getting a full tuition reimbursement from the program as well to work on things like coaching. But as you mentioned, we do have the opportunity for bachelor's degree or master's degree seeking students to come in and participate on the coaching level. For the coaching aspect in particular, that is one thing where we would look for the person who we're bringing in as a coach to have prior experience with coaching. On the team aspect of it, while it is beneficial for the folks to have team experience, it's not necessarily required to be on one of the teams. For the coaching, it would be required for them, though. So if they have previous coaching experience, even at the amateur level, at the high school level, at the college level, we'd look at that and see if it's a good fit for us.
That's great. That's great. Also, another question, just there's some programs that offer like online, like the option of doing online degree depending on the video game. You know, like do you offer like an opportunity like not for international
No, there's
students, not
no,
all
there's
on
so
campus?
all on campus. There may be some opportunity to take like one class or two classes online, but
Yeah,
it's 98% is going to be on campus.
and I agree is the best for them to have like the full experience. You know, of the apart from the esports academy, but like on campus experience
Right.
in the states. That's a huge add-on. You know, so that's great. That's great. Um, Honestly, I asked like all the questions I really wanted to ask you, Nate. Where can people find you, like on social media?
Yeah, sure. So they can find the program at Zips Esports, ZIPS Esports, or they can find us at the university's website, which is uakron.edu/esports. Or if you search Akron Esports, it's the only thing that'll come up.
Okay, thanks, Nate, and very valuable information. For sure, people are going to benefit from it. So I thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you for having me again.